Hello, YouTube.
For
Eternal Frost here.
10,000 years, the Emperor's Inquisition.
And we got here some Inquisitor. Martyr. Dead people. Dead people are good. So I've been playing this in the early access, and very excited for the release, which was, well, today. I don't know when this is going to be uploaded, but Tuesday, June 5th, 2018. Essentially, it is a Diablo-esque action RPG set in the Warhammer 40K space. I'll be turning down a lot of this music and sound effects because volume in this game is loud. So that's a thing. Anyway, so yeah, I've been enjoying the early access. I don't know if any of you guys have been playing it, but it's been fun. I mean, they really capture the feel of the universe. Like, everything kind of looks dirty, grimy, deadly as it should be. There's lots of blood, lots of gore, and, you know, in the grimdark future, etc., etc. So, I mean, yeah, I think they've done this well. They've done this well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll start playing through the story. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to play all the dialogue because, you know, you're probably not here for that. You're here for the gaming, right? So, skipping the story, you have three classes, or rather three characters, and each character has three classes that they can be. In general, there's like a melee type, a shooty type, and then some kind of support type, right? Or, I don't know if support's really the right word for it.
Do you copy?
But like
Inquisitorial log, new entry.
you know, a third type, right? So support heavy gunner for the Inquisitor. The assassin gets like a, what is it, like a crowd control type, close assault shooting type of class. I still haven't really worked out the Psyker classes yet, but I actually really like the Psyker mechanic. The more you use your powers of the warp, the more you entice the demons of chaos to assault you, just like you would expect in the Warhammer universe. So again, things are really well thought out. There's good detail here. The only thing you're not going to see probably is fluff-related difficult, or fluff. I would say it doesn't follow the fluff with regards to difficulty. Like, you'll be shooting Chaos Marines. If you're an Inquisitor like this guy, regular human being, sure, the Emperor's finest, but a regular human being, he should not be able to easily take down more machines of chaos as easy as he does. So that's going to be a constant thing. Suspension of disbelief, right? Come on, guys. It's fluff. Don't get too burned up about it. But as you can see, the game looks pretty beautiful. And what I've chosen is the Inquisitor, and I've done tactical, which means basically a ranged weapon specialization. He's got an assault class who, well, you know, uses the chain swords, the power swords, and the like. You know, you can even get suppression shields, power axes, two-handed great axes, eviscerators even. And then you have, like, the heavy gunner, who would be kind of like the support. He's got a rocket launcher on his back, that sort of thing. You can use, like, he starts with, like, the shotgun and whatnot. Lots of crowd control. This guy's more of a generalist, right? But we'll see what type of stuff he picks up. Like, here, we have a last pistol. It says last pistol. I thought I had auto loot on. My apologies here. Let's see if we can turn this on really quick. There it goes. Automatic loot up loots. And I picked that up. So you can see here he's dual-wielding pistols. What's interesting is, yes, you can do the Warhammer thing and have a pistol in one hand, in your left hand, and a melee weapon in your right. And so the ranged weapon will appear in your 1-2 with your melee weapon taking your left and right click respectively. But yeah, it's fantastic. It really works well depending on the combo. And what I found is your best loadouts are going to be ones where you mix it up, where you'll have one thing that's good at crowd control, one thing that's good at, like, single target control, or, you know, something that's good against flesh, and then your alternate weapon's going to be good against armor, that sort of deal. One thing that's interesting is you can't see your inventory. Excuse me. I'll explain what I just did there in a second. You can't access your inventory from within this interface. You actually have to be outside of the map to access your inventory. So what you start with, you get stuck with for the entire round. So that's something you got to be aware of. I like the auto gun, by the way. So you get two weapon sets. So now I've got paired last pistols, which work off of heat. If if you see those bars in the lower right, you'll see that they generate heat every time I shoot. And eventually, I will overheat them, and then I won't be able to fire that particular gun, right? The auto gun I picked up is, you know, it's your standard stubber, right? So, I mean, this thing, just like a regular,
Reloading.
what you'd expect, that uses ammo. You don't have a limited number of clips. You do have an unlimited number of clips, so that's one thing. But it does take time for you to reload. So when you overheat your pistols, you can't, or when you overheat with lasers and stuff, you can't shoot while they're cooling down. With this, you just have to reload every once in a while, which, you know, it could be bad. So if you have to reload at a bad time. You'll also see a couple more icons here. One is for the special powers we get. This guy can summon turrets. The assault guy can jump. The heavy weapon guy gets a rocket launcher backpack. And then this is for your, like, accessory, like grenades or void shields or, you know, Rosariuses, things like that. Meltas, I guess, maybe eventually. Melta bombs? I don't know. Things that you'd toss, like grenades, right? And there is a cover mechanic, and I'm going to try to use it here, where it does matter because obviously your cover takes damage instead of you. What that does mean is that your cover can be taken away, and there are weapons that are designed to either ignore or destroy cover. So that's something to keep in mind. But you can greatly increase your survivability by using cover. So here is a tutorial telling you how to use it. We'll pop up, a couple shots. Here, I'll move cover to cover. That's really the appropriate way to use cover, by the way, is moving cover to cover. Now, you'll see I'm having issues shooting them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out my last pistols, which can go through cover with this beam, and just drill through them. There, that works, right? Easy as pie. One thing that does appear on the map are pickups. So you will see chests and whatnot on the map. Not all of them show up, so bear that in mind. Sometimes you can get bad or trapped chests, and those will not show up on the map. You have here, on the lower left, you have your health. It says I have no shield. And then you get suppression. And so there are some weapons, like heavy bolters or whatnot, that will deal suppression damage, right? And as the suppression decreases, you can eventually get knocked down more easily. Like some weapons have special effects if you're in the yellow or in the red. And if you're fully suppressed, you won't be able to move. It's bad. You just don't want to be suppressed. And finally, this inoculator, which I might pick up later. This is basically your health potion. What's interesting about the inoculator is that it is a piece of equipment, so you can get different inoculators. And you can actually put different kinds of like drug mixes in them, so they can have different effects. So instead of just straight out healing, you might have it do increased damage, or increase your speed, or increase your defense, restore suppression, that sort of thing. So it's something that's pretty neat. There's Captain Boobs. I'm gonna ignore her there for a bit. We can continue on with this mission. So the tutorial actually goes on for quite a while because it's maybe even 7 or so missions before, like here, it's 5 missions here, then you get to the main hub, and so I'm not sure if I'll be able to cover that far. I'll try to cover about 30 minutes of gameplay before splitting this video up, but wanted to give you an idea of this game. Also, if you guys want to see a Let's Play and watch me play through the game story mode, let me know. I'll probably just be recording it anyway, but, you know, it's... For those fans of Diablo out there and fans of Warhammer 40K, this game was definitely done with love. So there are a lot of Warhammer games now, and I get concerned that maybe sometimes we are seeing too many bad Warhammer games now. But oops, maybe this is a breath of fresh air here. So this aim shot, right, on my 1 key, what it does, you have to hold it down, and you'll see this ring pop up, and that's the location I'm going to shoot. You'll see a multiplier for damage. Depending on the class you're being, you can actually increase that multiplier by holding it down longer. This guy only gets up to 2, but the assassin, who is, well, you know, token lady in skin-tight suit, but you know the assassins from Warhammer 40K lore. But she can get up to like an 8 times multiplier if you hold it long enough, and that can get pretty ridiculous, obviously, damage-wise. So we're going to use my skill here just to use it. Turret drop. That guy's a flamer, which ignores cover. You gotta be careful because sometimes you'll take cover on the wrong side of equipment. That's really depressing when you do that. You also note that the way I have it, my cover's on a toggle. So I just have to press the spacebar once, enter cover, and I could then press the spacebar to move to cover. It defaults to holding, and one thing you gotta know is if you're in cover, you can't move out of cover, you're stuck there. So sometimes I've made the mistake of moving into cover and finding myself not running away when I should be running away. So careful with that toggle. Autogun OP, please nerf. Hey, that's pretty OP. I'll take it. Look, grenades. Again, these are just the tutorial missions, so I'll be filling out my stat bars. I guess next is going to be
Enemies of the Emperor.
next is going to be the inoculator. Maybe, I don't remember. Anyway, you can probably guess that we're going to be using the grenade soon. There it is. Look, a gun emplacement. Don't want to walk into that.
That grenade could be useful now.
Yeah, you think? The thing is, that thing will blow through cover, so I'm not going to even bother. I'm just going to drop that, drop one of these, and then get to the side here. Look, now they're all there for me to open up. We have a boss here. You know, drop a grenade on him. He's got turrets too. That's good to know. So you'll see there that the turrets disappeared when the boss died, so bear in mind, if you're having problems with the ads that they keep on summoning, kill the boss, and they'll stop eventually. I'm going to go and do the normal RPG thing. For those of you who have played video games for your entire lives, you know that wherever there is a mission objective, you always run in the opposite direction because mad loots, right? So, well, how about you guys leave a comment? Let me know what you guys think about the Warhammer universe and if this thing tickles your fancy. This definitely is a game, I think, especially the way it's set, where you're not playing a Space Marine for once. You're playing regular humans, where it's a unique take, you know. And also because it's an action RPG, it feels good. Sometimes there are traps. I was eyeballing for traps there.
Die, unclean!
Yeah, the secret to good combat, oh there you go, inoculator supplies, is to knowing when to use each of your abilities, because they're each very situational. Like single target here, this is groups like I just did. This is a single target with the damage multiplier, so good with knockback. You see that yellow thing, it says knockback, so if their suppression's low enough, it'll knock them back, and this thing will slow them, right? This is shoot and retreat. This is actually an ability you haven't seen me use yet. It's kind of like one of the abilities, if you guys have played Diablo 3, for the Demon Hunter, where he would shoot and then like somersault back. It's like that, except instead of somersaulting, he just slowly walks backwards. It's great to keep suppressive fire on a target that's approaching you that you don't want to approach you. Some guy with a big sword, like this guy. Right, so I'll use it here with, there you go, I'm going to use it here. One thing to do is you drop a suppression, shoot him in the leg. Wait for it to charge, and shoot him in the leg. Oh, or kill him. So. Doopy doopy doo. It's my brother. He wants to get some gaming with me. Can't blame him. It's a fun game.
Come at me, creatures. Come at me. For the Emperor!
Oh man, you should see what happens when you get the bolt gun. Hilarious. One thing is that your mini-map radar is kind of OP because it kind of prepares you for what you're about to encounter. You saw those big red blobs down there, so I knew there was going to be a group, which is why I dropped the turret back there, just to offer the support that I knew I would need. This is probably the way forward. Oh no, look, a chest. You can see it's marked on the map there in the lower right. Ooh, auto pistol. like the auto gun, but smaller. You can mix and match. So whatever you have in your right hand is going to be the right click, left click. Left hand is the 1 and the 2. It's a good way to have a a generalist, I guess, setup. Like if you didn't want to use both your weapon slots dedicated to a certain type of thing, but wanted one weapon set that's good at all things.
But he is clearly confusing me with someone else.
What I was running in the early access was a bolt gun for general stuff, and then plasma gun for anti-armor. Plasma, like you'd expect, are great against things like Space Marines and armor. I didn't get to... Whoa, what's this? Never seen those before. Huh, the screen's different. So after the completion of each map, if you gain a level, or if you complete a mission, you get a chest. If you gain a level, which I did, see my rank went up to 2, you gain another chest. So you'll see that. You'll see that pop up momentarily. And that is tied to your weapon progression. You'll see here I unlocked a plasma pistol in my new level, as well as a skill point. So I will be able to equip that plasma pistol. So here, most people don't know this, but while you're in this initial first 5 missions, you can actually go into your inventory by checking your character here in the lower left. I say most people don't know this. The few people that I talked to, like 3 or 4, weren't aware that you could go in here. So from here, you can actually go into your character. You can add skills if you're lucky enough to earn them at this point. You can change your perks. I guess these are perks? Yeah, perks, which are unlocked by doing certain things, like killing a certain type of enemy or doing certain types of kills. Here I only got one option, which is range damage when moving, which is good because that makes me do more damage when I'm retreating, so that's a good thing. And of course your skill tree, which is actually pretty complicated. I've barely touched like what the skill tree really does. And what I'm going to do here is I'm probably going to start by increasing my critical hit chance so I can get this ranged cooldown bonus. And I'm also going to climb up here so I can get the rapid fire bonus. So I know from experience that cooldown is necessary first, so that's what I'm gonna do. Here, like I said, it looks like we've picked up some good gear here. So I've replaced my normal autogun with this Thule autogun, and the order is green, blue, purple, and then like a goldish color. Here you can see at the number at the top right is like a general number that says how good it is. That increases your power rating. I still haven't... so this is related to your difficulty, but isn't necessarily tied to the amount of damage you do. It's just kind of like an overall number, I guess, if you needed one number. This seems to be a more common thing among current games, which I'm not a fan of because it's hard to distill a lot of these elements into a single number. But I do see here you do get better critical hit and more ammo. Yeah, I see, I lose 2% in damage, but whatever. It's not 2%, it's not that bad. And then I get an auto pistol here out of 2 last pistols. An auto pistol actually does less damage, and because the auto pistol is basically the same thing as my auto gun, I'm not going to bother with it. Now we also get signums. Signums are bonuses you can add to your weapon sets, and they are weapon set specific. So you do have a different set for your auto gun versus your pistols, right? So these signums are different. So let's see what this thing gives us. Physical damage and damage over time. So damage over time is going to go with the lasers because they got that little laser thing, right? So we'll take out the heat resistance. And then a purity seal to replace my normal one. So why not? Looks like it gives me some suppression stuff in cover. Nothing wrong with that. On to the next. Like I mentioned before, I'm going to be doing until I'll go through the tutorial on this video, and then any story missions I'll record. So.
Careful, Thor. That was dangerously close to insolence. You are definitely confusing me with someone else.
You are an Inquisitor, which is enough for me right now. The whole deck is swarming with the local Mongol tribes, and they've sent their champions to rally the troops. I need you to eliminate the creatures. It will slow down the tribes.
Repent!
So you're heading to the control room to disable the jammer?
That's the plan, yes.
And who is this Caius Thorn exactly?
Quite a character. Otherwise, I have no idea.
Love the voice acting.
But I am a member of his mysterious expedition.
If there is an expedition, they might be trapped in that monastery, just like you.
What do you think so?
I made a scan. That giant wreckage looks completely dead from here. No sign of any other boardcraft in the vicinity.
Perish, filth! Recoil, unclean!
I'll just sit in the poison. It's nice and warm.
Kill the heretic!
It's not doing any damage, strangely.
Eliminated
That's
the first tribal champion.
kind of strange.
I wonder if these mongrel tribes are the descendants of the original inhabitants. I guess I'll know more soon.
That's a lot of them, huh? Just leave that there. Those turrets do a lot of damage. Actually better off on panic moments. I shouldn't waste them on those guys. You do charge your, between fights, you charge that ability pretty quick though, so it's not so bad to, you know, live a little, as it were. I think this is a dead end over here, so I'm just going to cover it really quick and come back. Oh, and if you guys want to hear the story, let me know. I'll pause for a few seconds on those screens with the story, or let the people finish what they're saying. Otherwise, like I said, played it before, moving on, right? So, figured you guys would want to watch gameplay rather than exposition. So. Definitely is running smoother than in pre-release. That's definitely noticeable. I've got all settings turned up on max except for maybe some of the anti-aliasing. You know, I was willing to give that up for better looks. Jaggies don't hurt me too badly.
Target acquired. For the Emperor!
Goodbye, little demon.
Thorn here. How are you faring, Inquisitor?
Considering that I'm alone, I'd say I'm making adequate progress.
Alone? Where's the rest of your detachment?
Under some small...
I should definitely show you guys what the assault plays like, because he is hilarious.
That's all the more
He can basically stomp on cover via his assault jumps. It's very satisfying. He does, okay, I'll admit, this guy plays like a Space Marine. He says he's an Inquisitor. Maybe they didn't pay for the rights. I don't know. Or maybe they didn't know what chapter to put him in, but he's a Space Marine.
Target acquired.
Shoot 'em up, pow, pow. Use an inoculator, not sure why, just felt like it. You can't manually reload like I just did there. Best to do that in between lulls, of course. Is there anything here? It shouldn't open, is it? Nope. I think that's the exit after you get everything. Yeah, the game definitely looks a little bit cleaner. Not a little bit, quite a bit cleaner. Runs a lot smoother too. But yeah, these halls, and they do have procedurally generated missions as well. So you can do missions outside of your story missions, and the maps are randomized, the enemies are randomized, etc., etc. So
Burn! Burn!
Good time for a reload, right? Being charged by a demon of chaos. Whoa, mines.
Regrouping, I'd say. I take it you killed the tribal champions.
Yes.
Whoa, ow. Yeah, that didn't do any damage. I wonder if I'm not taking damage simply because of difficulty,
There is still much work to be
you know,
done.
early
You'll
on.
find a desecrated shrine next door that leads to the control room. Go there.
Definitely, if you guys have questions about the game too as I'm playing, like if you see something where you're like, you don't understand how or why something happened, just ask away. It's a good lore, it's a good universe. It's really nice to see more people playing Warhammer 40K games. I'm still playing Vermintide 2, of course, just haven't been uploading anything because, you know, they do have a new system with Cousin Okri. Maybe if you guys want to see a video on that, let me know. Where you do quests, these randomized quests, give some life into the game. Now, Fat Shark did mention that they were going to release some new maps in May, but that didn't seem to happen. So maybe they're just polishing those. I haven't been on the test servers, so we'll see what their plans are.
I've reached the end of this subdeck.
Good. There is the exit. Some of my men will meet you on the other side, but plenty of them have been captured. I'll need your help to set them free.
Yeah, 10 minutes. I think we might be able to get through the entire, well, first set of tutorials, because you got a couple missions after that. Yeah, that might be good. Let's see what we got. I don't know what these little symbols are. We got a plasma pistol. That's going to be good. And an eye implant. No level, though. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I forgot to equip it. Well. C'est la vie. So again, I was looking at the message my brother left me. He's wanting me to play, but you kind of have to get out of the tutorial first, really.
Take advantage of the respite before the wretches return. At least I can send you some reinforcements. The hostiles are keeping some of my
Like friendlies.
scouts caged up.
They're probably made out of hopes and dreams. So, wearing the infamous t-shirts and wielding the infamous flashlights.
Burn! Burn!
Completely forgot I was using lasers. Okay, incoming. What's our mission here? Free the prisoners. Let's do that. I actually bound, I forgot I bound. So I've been using the mouse center wheel to move the camera, and I forgot I've rebounded to Q and E just to make it a little bit easier. Now I can mouse while I move. Or I mean, I could rotate the camera while I move. I wasn't using Q and E for anything else. The Q and E normally helps with the assassin's dodge, but you can also make her dodge in the direction of your mouse cursor, which I feel gives you much more fine control over how she's dodging. So rather than dodging sideways or backwards or whatever, I figure that's probably best. Well, you can get grenade launchers too. It's crazy what they have in here. No, you're gonna kill my guy. Lots of fire.
For the Emperor!
Oh, there is a cooldown. Like, if you switch weapons, you can't immediately use their special abilities. So that prevents you from, like, spamming, like, straight into a, you know, armored shot from another armored shot. Now, what you can do is if you've got two weapons, like 2 plasma pistols, for example, you can kind of spam those. Actually, it's not dependent on the plasma or on the weapons having the 2 weapons, but with the plasma, I've noticed that you can basically do. It's got a single shot that breaks armor, and then the sniper shot which breaks armor, and then of course the burst fire kind of breaks armor too. So you just basically cycle between those 3. You can output a ridiculous amount of anti-armor damage in a short amount of time. I bet you the Melta does the same, if not better, but I haven't used it. I wasn't able to get my level high enough in pre-release. My guardsmen are still alive. Fantastic.
Humans banging their war drums, calling up the filth of chaos from the caverns of the ship. If you want to know what a real battle looks like, I suggest you join me as soon as you can.
Okay. Yeah, hold on. I'm going to reverse those because I keep on pressing the wrong ones. So let's see here. Controls. We're going to make this E and this Q. Maybe that's much more intuitive. Yes, it is much more intuitive because now it feels like I'm turning left and right.
Repent!
Oh god. Should have reloaded. That's what I get. Wait, did they just kill like all my guardsmen?
Kill the heretic!
It's horrible. Well, I used to have guardsmen. That was a thing. You in what army? Oh, that's right. So you have this like tactical view mode. I haven't been using it. See, tactical view, and you can set like what it shows. Now, under my tactical mode, I've put everything, as you can see there. It just gives you a little bit. It's Alt T. Like, who's gonna press Alt T in the middle of a comment, right? So there you go. I always thought that was a weird. There you go. See, everyone's highlighted a little bit better. You can see numbers. You can see how close your guardsmen are to dying, which I guess it's not that useful because they're always close to dying. So let's see here. There's the assassin. You can. She's got like some of the weapons. The close combat weapons she's got are great, but her sniper rifle is incredible. Lots of fun, that sniper rifle. Shotgun. I'm gonna switch to that actually. Shotguns are hilarious. Let's go do that. So let's see here. I do have a plasma pistol, which is kind of nice. Let's get this implant on. Get my warfare up. Get my shotgun on. Actually, let me unequip that. Unequip this. Set this. And this. There you go. That's better. That plasma pistol's calling to me. Just saying. Refractor field. I don't know. Don't think you can do it. Not yet. Alright. Well, it's half an hour, but since we only got one more mission left, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then we're gonna call it. Hope you guys have been enjoying so far.
Ready to fight.
This shotgun is hilarious. Lots of knockdown. You can chain knockdowns on bosses so well with that thing. Oh, here, we get to defend this position.
To the Martyr, Inquisitor. Not exactly.
We're gonna put a minefield over here. Here. Then we're gonna go read this thing. Let's go get themselves killed. Gosh, Frost. Oh, those guys are bad. Like super fast. Do you see that?
We have a problem.
Now is not a good time.
Go back into the kitchen, woman.
For the
God, you're so
Emperor!
mean.
Ready to fight.
I get another turret. Actually,
Well then, that was a pleasant warm-up.
excuse me, I'm trying to get this turret so I can break things. I'll put it over here. That's not where I meant to put that at all. Oh well, too late. We're gonna put that over here. How come like a little cursor to drop it goes there?
Perish filth? I'm in the middle of something. Die, heretic!
I put that gun in like the worst place possible. Oh well, that's why I have normal guns, right? That knockdown cracks me up every time. It's great crowd control on this weapon too. These aren't going anywhere where I'm expecting them to. This is so bad. Oops. You can hold shift to prevent that from happening if you're an idiot. I'm having control issues. I don't even know what's going on.
Die, unclean!
It does have a solid slug, which is just that thing just cracks me up. I wish it was longer range, but what can you do? This also has a full auto too, which is hilarious. Too bad the recharge and it's ridiculous here. I'll do it here. Street sweeper, anyone?
Heretic!
So good. Where are they shooting at?
You are truly... After we have disabled the jammer, we must find Lord Monster High.
Okay.
Yes, that two-faced hypocrite. I have already lost a battle brother because of him, and then he left me down here to die. But now,
They're really, really enthusiastic, which is, you know, as they should be. Surprise! People die.
oh, traitorous scum!
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep at it. I probably can do it. One Space Marine is not worth 1,000 guardsmen. He's worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's worth exactly 10 guardsmen and an Inquisitor. That's what a Space Marine is worth, apparently.
Inquisitor, listen to
Oh,
me.
I can't skip this.
The monastery has turned on the warp drives and is ready to leave the star system. Disable the jammer now.
Well, that's the tutorial pretty much. There's more tutorial missions. If I play any more campaign stuff, I'll go ahead and record it. If, again, like I said before, leave a like. Let me know if you want what you want to see in the comments. You know, I'll do what I can. I won't start a dedicated Let's Play unless you guys want me to, or if you want to see a specific class, like the Psyker or the Assassin, let me know and I'll go ahead and do it. So, Jeller Shields, really. Anyway, this is Eternal Frost signing out. Hope you guys enjoyed.